Hello and welcome back to my channel, Arabella Dances. Thank you so much to everybody that's been watching and following my costume unboxing journey. It's got me thinking about costumes, and I've never actually done a belly dance costume try on. So today I'm going to be doing a try on, but it's not a new costume. It's a really old costume. It's probably about 20 years old. And it's this beautiful green one. You can see I've got the skirt here in the background, and here is the belly dance bra. It is absolutely beautiful. There's so much rhinestoning and beadwork, and the quality is absolutely amazing. And it's one of my favourite colours. So I thought it was about time to get this one back out of the cupboard and give it a good try on, and show you how it looks. And to go with it, I'm going to be doing a beautiful green belly dance eye makeup look. Now, as you know, I don't take loads of time and fuss with my makeup. I like to get it on fairly quickly because I don't really have time. And I've also got slightly older skin. I'm actually 51. So I'm going to be looking at makeup that is suitable for belly dance performance when you're got slightly more mature skin and you don't want it all running down your face. So I'm going to be starting by putting my hair up so that it goes a little bit curly and gives it a bit of body whilst I'm doing my makeup. And then I'm going to show you all the steps of the makeup. But really all I do with my hair is I just twist it around and just pin it up in very simple little pin curls. I've been doing this for years. It really takes no time at all, and it just gives a nice bit of lift to your hair, and a bit of bounce whilst you've got such lovely makeup. It's nice to have a bit of volume in your hair. Okay, let's see how long it's going to take me to do this makeup. So I'm going to be using products that I've just got in my normal makeup case. I just use a Milani foundation. You can see it's really old. This is my special bit of makeup. I had a little treat. It's a Jeffree Star mini controversy, and I got this. You can see the green line in it. It's got the most fantastic green eyeshadow inside. Let me just show you this one here. So this is the main one that I'm going to be using today. I've got a few other little products. I just use like a little contour stick and a highlight stick and some blush. These are so old, the lids have come off, so I'm going to be using some highlight and some blush, and I'm just going to be putting the look together fairly quickly. So I'm going to start with some concealer, and I like these stick concealers. I get these from Revolution, and as you can see, they're kind of well used, well loved products, and I like them because they're so simple. I literally just draw under here and on the other side, and I take that kind of up onto my cheek a little bit there, and the same on the other side because I'm going to highlight there. If you want to, you can add a little bit down here as well, but you know, I never know really whether these contouring ideas do that much or not. I just give it a little bit of an initial rub in. I usually put a little bit over my nose. My nose gets super red, and I just find that the stick concealer helps to take that down. The excess I'm just taking over my eyes really quickly with my fingers, because I find that helps build a base layer to grab onto my lipstick. I always think you look a bit strange at this stage. And then my foundation, like I said, it's kind of quite an old one, so I'm getting to the end of the tube now. So I'm just going to dab on sort of 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th one on my chin. I can usually tell by how it feels whether I've got enough on or not. Not quite enough, I think, on my cheeks. And then I'm just going to do a little quick pat over just to spread it out. And then I'm going to go over with my beauty blender and do the kind of the bouncing technique. So just to kind of smooth it around, press it in. And I actually quite like the feeling of this. I kind of feel like I'm doing my makeup. It's part of my routine to get ready to go out on stage and perform. I usually wet my beauty blender just a little bit before I do this, and that's quite a nice feeling as well. It feels kind of really clean and fresh, and you can see already it's just taking away all that kind of redness and evening out. So let's have a quick look in my mirror here. I've just got off to the side. Yeah, that's looking good. I'm happy with that. So I might just add a tiny bit of contouring. I go fairly easy with the contouring. I just do a little suck my cheeks in and follow the line along on both sides. And you can do a little bit round here and a little just along your jawline if you want to. You can do the same thing with the powder contours. I just rub them in. I've kind of got them not quite even, so I'm just kind of even them out by just rubbing it in with my fingers and taking this one sort of back into the hairline. Contouring is only something that I've come to more recently. And actually, I was a bit scared of it really, but it's actually kind of fairly straightforward and fairly easy to do. And I quite like the effect that it gives with your finished makeup. So I just give that a push in with my fingers, and then I just go over again, just with my beauty blender, just to smooth it out. Take that right along the cheek there, up the sides there, and just back into the hairline. So the idea is that it's kind of a 3. So you come down, got here, here, and here, and the same the other side in that 3. And then some powder. You can go with a translucent powder or any kind of powder. This is just a beige one from again from Revolution. I quite like quite a lot of their products. They're quite a good price. They work really well for me. And I do powder all over. And I find that this does help a bit with getting too sweaty and running. It just kind of like soaks everything up and helps to keep everything in place, especially when you're dancing on stage or under lights. There's a bit on the end of the nose. Then highlighter. I've got one of these fan brushes a few years ago, and I just really like it because it just helps me get a line just straight across there, get a nice line, and a nice line on the other side. And then you've got other things you can do with your highlight. You can go a little bit in your middle forehead, a little bit under your nose, a little bit on your chin. But really, mostly I just like a little bit on the cheek just to give a little bit of glow there. And then I finish off my cheeks just with a little pop of colour, just again with any old kind of blusher that you've got. And I just take it along, sort of from my smile up. And then up the side there on the cheek. And the same the other side. So that's the base kind of nearly done, because the main event really today is going to be the eyeshadow. So I'm just brushing that through a little bit. Already feeling a bit more awake and like we're making a start. So the eyes, let me just grab my eyeshadow brush. And the palette. I forgot to take a check of the time. I reckon I'm about five to 8 minutes in already. So like I said, I didn't want to spend too long, but it does take a little bit of time just to get the face right. So I tend to start with a white all over my eyes, just as a bit of a base really to build on top of. And I usually just kind of go in with my blending brush and just kind of pop that all over. And then I'm going to just take the end of my brush and come down into the corner a bit here, as you can see, just to start giving that sort of tip to the Arab eye look and opening up the eye. I'm going to do both eyes as I go. I do like this green eyeshadow look because it goes with any costume. I mean, I know I'm specifically working towards a green costume, but it's one of those sort of neutral colours that will go with any costume or any outfit that you have. I've got brown eyes, obviously, as you can see, but I have got like flecks of green in them. And I find that using the green eyeshadow does draw that out really nicely. So you can see there I'm getting that line in, and it's not showing up quite so well on this side. And then I just take that out a little bit at the top just to elongate underneath my eyebrows there. Now I'm going to use like a warmer kind of brown just over my sort of kind of upper eye socket area here. And I'm going to do the same thing. This is going to use this kind of like little kind of warmy browny beigey colour. I'm just putting a little bit, not too much, just a little bit on my blending brush, and I'm just going to come across and just sweep across, just to give a little bit of base. Same on the other side. And really, this is one that I just do by feel. You can feel the brush on your eye socket. And, you know, I do find as I get older, I don't see so well. You know, I need glasses for short sight. Just taking that out a little bit at the side, just to elongate that a bit at the side. So if I put my contact lenses in, that corrects that. But then I've got my issue of my long sight, so I then need reading glasses to see what I'm doing, which then puts me in a really difficult position for doing my makeup. So really, I just don't worry about it too much. I just kind of get on with it by feel. I've done it so many times now because of my age. I've gone a little bit too high with my brown there, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of white over the top just to hide that. And now for the exciting part, we're getting to this beautiful green. Wow, look at that. I bought this palette just for this green. I just really love it. Now I'm going to leave that little third here, so kind of about a finger width, and then I'm going to go over the whole eyelid about 2/3 with the really strong colour. You can see that coming on already. I just love this really, really, really strong colour. I think it's nice to just have one kind of really standout feature. You can see I'm just building that up with some layers. I'm getting a little bit of specks of eyeshadow underneath, but we won't worry too much about that. Just brush them off. I can use my brush. You can see I've made a little bit of green there, but I'll tidy that up afterwards. And just pushing in and around. And let's do the same on the other side. Just starting about 2/3 across, so kind of right on top of my eyeball. And again, it's something that I can do by feel. Like I can feel this is in the right place. I can feel it on my eye. And I'm just looking there for a little bit of tidy up. So just evening that up. A little bit more on this side. Okay, I'll just take my brush, just sweep those extra little bits off. A few little bits underneath there. And then I'm just going to take this down a little bit further to my lash line there. Okay, I'm going to carry on with a little bit up here, just in the crease. Just take that across. And a little bit here on the other side, on the crease. Take that over. Need a bit more on. Sometimes I take the brush up this way. I find it applies a little bit easier. And I'm starting to shape that round now. So just following the socket along and just filling in that little corner. Same over here, follow the socket along and fill in that little corner there. Okay, so I'm going to reach now for this sort of transitional colour here, a little bit of sparkly, kind of like in between the green and a lighter colour, just to go in the middle here, just to bring out the shine there, make that nice and bright. Oh, I like that. And you can see that's making a little transition. I'm going to just sweep a bit of that back across because I like how bright that's making that. There we are. Okay, and then I'm going to just take that down a little bit here, but I want to keep this a bit lighter. So I'm going to go back for my white now. And add the white back in with that little bit of green transition. And you can see the whole eye starting to build up there. Then I've got this kind of super nice dark green here. It's called Festive. It's kind of like a green black. Actually, this is another Revolution palette. I didn't realise quite how much Revolution makeup I had. But I'm going to take a little bit of this just to go into the corners. Just press that in here, just to add a little bit of darkness and start to build up a bit of a smoky eye in the corner. Same on the other side. Bit of this lovely festive colour. It's like a kind of deep pine, like pine trees at night colour. Making me think of Christmas now and the lovely smell of pine. So adding a little bit there and just taking that out into the corner and a little bit more here and taking that out as well. Okay, so I need to add some eyebrows now and then a little bit of eyeliner. And we're almost there. Okay, so we've gone in with the green. We've added the little white in the corners. And then, of course, the next thing is the eyeliner. So for a belly dance look, people do traditionally use the black eyeliner and the kohl and make that lovely kind of slick all the way back with the cat lick at the end. As I've gotten older, I've tended to move away from using a black. I just don't feel it sits nicely on my skin anymore. So I'm using a sort of really dark blue. And I like this one from L'Oreal. It's got a nice felt tip point. I find the felt tip points kind of really easy to use. And I try and just get that little kind of bit in the corner of the eyes, out at the side, and then obviously along the lash line. And I don't do underneath my eyes, because when I'm dancing, I find everything just kind of gets a bit sweaty and runs, and then it ends up in my bags. So for me, that doesn't really work. So I'm just going to be doing the top. So I'm going to go in and do that now. So I'm just going to draw it on. And the other thing I like about the blue is it just makes the whites of your eyes pop. So I tend to do a bit on one side and then a bit on the other side to even it up. I find this side easier, that's why I start with my left side. And you can draw it down along, all the way down into the corners. Okay, so we've got that along there. So we want a little bit here now as well. So I tend to just pull that up slightly, and I just do that freehand just as a little lick there. And same on the other side. And giving it a little tip there. A little bit more along. Thicken that off a little bit. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think the thing is to just not over fuss it. Now, probably if I was going out to perform today, I would add false eyelashes. I like those for performing and for on stage. You know, when people are a little bit away from you, I think it helps bring the whole look together and make it really dramatic. But for day to day, I find false eyelashes a bit too much. So I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on. So I'm coming down over the top here just to coat the tops. And then I'm just coming up here with my tried and trusty Primani mascara. I just take the corners out like this. Oh, overshot a bit there. Let's wipe that off. And just kind of bat that round a little bit. And add a little bit more. And you can already see that's starting to come together. So I just think, you know, false eyelashes are a real choice. You know, I always felt like I had to wear them, and I used to get in such a fuss with them, especially wearing contact lenses. And then I found as I've gotten older, actually, it doesn't really matter. What people are seeing is your costume and your dancing. And the rest is probably more important, to be comfortable. And and if you feel like they're falling off and they're distracting, or sometimes I perform wearing my glasses, and that, again, so that the eyelashes are a distraction. So it's really kind of, up to you. I am just going to put a little bit on my eyebrows. I've not really kept up to date with eyebrow gels and eyebrow pencils and all the amazing things that you can get now. I just take a little bit of brown, a little bit of black just on my eyeshadow brush, and I just pop a little bit on here just to make that look a little bit stronger, and I just take it out a tiny bit at the corners. Do the same on the other side. Try and get myself looking even. Oh, I always feel much more awake when I've got my eyebrows on, so I'm just going to buff that through with my blending brush. And then usually to finish up, I just go back in with a tiny bit of white again and just top up underneath, right in that arch there, just to wake that up. Feeling quite excited now. Looks coming together. Just going to do a very bit of a neutral lip, so just a little bit of lip liner. And usually when I'm performing, I do go with quite a strong lipstick, so a strong pink or a strong red. But as I want to focus more on the eyes, I'm going to go a little bit more neutral. So there's a little bit of liner. I've got this nice Kiko lipstick, which is fairly similar colour to my own lips. I just like to wear lipstick. I like the feel of lipstick. Rather than just like a pencil and a gloss or something, but I am just going to pop a little bit of gloss over the top just to give it a little bit of colour and a little bit of shine. And I find you can sort of build things up by using the two different products. You kind of bring a slightly different look to it. Right, so now, of course, I'm going to add some earrings. I've got these lovely green, emerald green earrings. And then we'll have a little look at the hair and see if that's gone a bit curly. So there we are, that's that one. That's kind of bringing out the kind of the white in that corner of the eye and the green of the eyeshadow. Oops. Gosh, I've been putting earrings on for years and years and years and years, and I still struggle to get the hole on that second one. There we are. So there's the earrings. I'll just take out these pins. So you can see how quick and easy that is. And these have only been in for, well, 10-20 minutes or so. Yeah, probably 20 minutes. And you can see it's just gives the hair just a little bit of volume. So there we go. So what do you think? Ta-da! So here's my green eyeshadow belly dance makeup look. So do let me know in the comments what you think. I've just got a little white nail polish on today. That's like the quickest way to look like you've had a French manicure without the fuss and bother of doing the French manicure. Just pop on some white. I've only discovered it recently, but I just find it just gives a nice quick kind of manicured look. But yeah, that's my makeup today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do me a massive favor and hit the subscribe and share the video, and you know, try out some of the techniques. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you get on with your own makeup, and I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to try on my green costume to see how this all works together.